Hey guys, it's Nancy, and in this video, I'm going to be reviewing West Side Story with Ansel Elgort and Rachel Zegler. This movie was amazing. I saw it today. I want to see it again, and again, and again, and again. I want them to have all my money because I love films like this when it's about love and hate and how love always wins. And it's such an important message to be spread at all times. I thought Ansel was so perfect as Tony. I thought he was the best out of the whole cast, in my opinion. Everyone was amazing, but I honestly thought Ansel was the best because he has such a great presence where he's so natural and in the moment, and the connection he has with every single character in the film, he's so real and authentic, and there's not many actors who have that I see with Ansel in all of his movies. He's really good. I love Ansel so much. I saw him for the first time in The Fault in Our Stars when I was 12. I'm 20 now, so I've watched him grow in his career in all of his movies, and I hate how he dies at the end in all of his movies. It pisses me off so much. Literally all his movies he dies at the end. And I kind of knew he was gonna die at the end because it's like West Side Story is like Romeo and Juliet. It's very similar. But I was hoping that the ending would change and it would not end that way because I did not like seeing him die. But if you know the story, Romeo and Juliet, the 1961 version, that's the best version of Romeo and Juliet ever. This movie, West Side Story, is literally exactly the same. And I haven't seen the original, so I can't really compare it to the original. I saw clips of the original West Side Story, and I didn't love it. This remake looks a lot better quality wise. The camera was a lot higher quality. The cinematography was amazing. The directing was amazing. And in this remake, Maria was Latina, and I think she's the first Latina they casted to play Maria. And all the other versions, she was white, which doesn't make any sense because in the story she's supposed to be Spanish, and they actually did pick, Rachel is Latina in real life. So I'm really glad that they did that with this movie. Ansel's so perfect for this role. I couldn't think of anyone who would be good for this role other than Ansel. It makes so much sense. He's so good at singing, dancing, and acting, and all three. He's so great as Tony, and I totally was like, yeah, of course. If anyone else played Tony, I'd be like, I don't want to watch it. So I'm really glad Ansel was cast in this. Another thing, the directing was amazing, right? Within the first 5-10 minutes, I was like, yeah, this is really well directed. The shots that they chose to include, to take, were amazing. Obviously, they put a lot of work and thought into this film, which I have so much respect for, which is why I want to support them as much as I can and watch the movie in theaters as much as possible because I want to support the box office and support this film and their story and all the hard work they put into this. And I think because I'm an actress, I sympathize. I totally understand how much work goes into a role, into a movie. Rehearsals, they rehearse for a year before actually filming this. A lot of work went into this with everyone in that production. And I think as an actress, I just know that I get it, and I want to support them as much as I can. So please go see this movie. It's amazing. It's a little slow in the beginning, not gonna lie. And in every scene, there's a song. Like, every 5 minutes, someone's singing. There's like another song. I don't know if everyone likes that, but please watch till the end. It's like 2 hours and 36 minutes, I think. Watch until the end because it gets better as you keep watching and more intense, and you get more emotionally attached to everyone in the film. And by the end of the movie, you do cry. I cried a lot. By the end of the movie, you understand the messages that they were trying to give to the people watching and what the whole story is truly about. How hate is so awful and how love wins every time, and how spreading hatred and having hatred in your heart is so pointless. And it's like you realize at the end how stupid everyone looks because of all this hate that was so unnecessary. And it's really heartbreaking, but it is about love, and it's about doing what's right and following your heart and not letting other people control you. It's an amazing film. I'm so glad Steven Spielberg directed it. I'm so glad they remade it. The only thing I wish they would have done, I wish they wrote more scenes with like longer dialogue. A lot of it was kind of more so singing, which, by the way, Rachel and Ansel have amazing voices. Rachel's voice is like angelic, like Ariana Grande almost. I mean, Ariana Grande's the best in my opinion forever. No one can beat Ariana Grande. But Rachel's voice is definitely on that like top row of voices. It was so smooth. She could sing so high and it sounds really good. Like an angel, Ansel's voice is so soothing and like relaxing and comforting, and he has so much emotion in his voice too when he sings. I love his voice. Rachel also, I noticed when she was singing, she also included the accent that she had for Maria in the songs, which I loved that she did that. I loved both of their accents. I was a little worried Ansel was going to overdo it because I saw a clip and I was like, I hope it's not too much of an accent, but when I watched it I was like, no, he totally did it like just right where it's not cringy, like it sounded very nice. Rachel, her accent from Maria was beautiful, amazing. It didn't really feel like, in my opinion, it didn't really feel like Maria was the main character in this movie. It kind of felt like Maria and Tony were the main characters. It didn't feel like one was overpowering the other. It kind of felt like they were both on an equal length of like the lead roles. It didn't feel like she was more and he was more. It kind of felt like on the same wavelength. And when you're watching this movie, if you've watched Romeo and Juliet, you know exactly which scene everything is. You know who's gonna die. You know who the characters are. Like, the guy who plays, the character Riff, that character, that is obviously Mercutio in Romeo and Juliet. They even look alike. The 1961 Mercutio, and then Tiff in, is it Tiff? Riff in West Side Story. They look alike, and I was like, that's obviously Mercutio. And then Bernardo was obviously Horatio, I think, right? Horatio. No, Tybalt. He was Tybalt. So there's Mercutio and Tybalt, and Bernardo was Tybalt, and Riff was Mercutio, and you obviously know that going into it. You're like, okay, so Romeo kills Tybalt because you know exactly what happens. Anita was obviously the nurse from Romeo and Juliet. She was the nurse. And then, I don't know all the characters' names. I gotta look at this. Valentina was either... She was either Friar Lawrence or Balthasar. Because Balthasar, whoever tells Romeo that Juliet is dead, she's like that character. But then she's also like Friar Lawrence because he helped Romeo too. So she plays like kind of both, I think. I could be wrong. But, sorry, I'm like taking lots of pauses, but I'm trying not to edit this video so I can include, I just want to include everything. I am going to make a part 2 because I'm probably going to watch the original West Side Story and then review this again. And I'm also going to watch West Side Story again, like the remake again, and give another review that's more professional. Also, in the original West Side Story, when I looked at the clips, I was like, they're so much older. Like, the guy who played Tony looked like he was 30 or older, and the girl who played Maria looked like 25, which bothered me because Romeo and Juliet, that story, they're like supposed to be young, you know, like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, like around that age. And what I loved about this new West Side Story, the remake, Maria and Tony, you know, Ansel and Rachel look really young, which I love that they casted people who looked and are young to play these roles, because it fits the story. These are young lovers. These aren't people in their 30s. Like, these are people who are young, and I like how they fit the age range more. Ansel looks so young, and Rachel's obviously, I think she was like 18 when they filmed this. So I love that they fit the story more closer to like Romeo and Juliet, and it was so easy to tell which scenes are which and which character is which from Romeo and Juliet versus in this. You could tell who's who. Tony's obviously Romeo. Maria's obviously Juliet. So it was a really good movie. The actors who played, you know, the sharks and the jets, the supporting roles, they were very good. Very, very good. Everybody in this production was amazing. Everyone's voice was amazing. The dancing was amazing. Like, there was not one actor who I was like, he's not good. Oh yeah, and Chico was obviously Paris in Romeo and Juliet. So, you know, it's easy to distinguish who's who. Yeah. I can't really, nobody can really be like, wow, you spoiled it, because everybody knows the story of Romeo and Juliet and West Side Story. So everyone knows what happens. There's not really a surprise. Yeah, the ending really bothered me because it kind of ended with all of them just kind of walking off, and I was like, okay, next, like, I hope there's some next scene. And then it showed the credits. I was like, like, really? Like, that's how you, like, I didn't like the ending. I was like, think they're just gonna walk off? Like, can't there be, like, something else? Like, it just showed the credits, and I was like, no, like, ugh. Like, you just leave Ansel dead, and then you're just like, everybody walks away, and then credits. Like, I wish they included more scenes with dialogue. More so, like, longer dialogue and more emotion. because a lot of it was mostly singing, and I kind of wanted to see the relationship build as much as possible. Like in The Fault in Our Stars, Hazel and Augustus, you really see their relationship build the whole entire movie, which is why at the end you're so emotionally attached. In this one, it didn't really feel like an emotional thing was building each time. It was kind of like you knew they were in love from the beginning, but I kind of wanted to see them fall in love even more. I kind of wish there were more scenes with Maria alone, like realizing how much she loves him, and with him too. I mean, they had that, but it was like songs. I kind of wish there was more dialogue. That's the only thing I would say. But overall, it was an amazing, amazing production. I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to think. Everyone looks amazing in this film. For Oscars, I think it could win a few Oscars. I think Ansel and Maria could be nominated for an Academy Award. Not 100%, because there was not a lot of, in like really, those scenes. It was mostly just singing, but because it was so well done, like the cinematography, like everything about it was like so like well thought out and professional, that I think it could be nominated for Oscars. Definitely cinematography and directing. I would not be surprised for those two if they were nominated for Oscars, because the cinematography was amazing and the directing was amazing. The girl who played Anita was amazing. She had so much energy. She was so good. Everybody was. I loved it, and I want everyone to see it. Please go see it. I have nothing else to say. Just go see the movie. Bring everyone you know. Watch till the end. You might be bored. Like, I didn't get bored, but I could imagine like people who don't have a lot of patience might be bored in during the first half, but it gets so much better, and you gotta stick it out to the end. I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna watch it so many times because I want to support them, and I love Ansel so much. Like, I've watched all his movies. Like, I've just watched him grow as an actor, and he's so perfect for this role. And what's Shailene Woodley and Ansel Elgort from The Fault in Our Stars? They are the reason because I saw the movie when I was 12. When I left that movie theater, I was like, that's it, I'm going to be an actress. Those two people are the reason, those two actors are the reason I said I'm going to pursue acting for real this time. And I never stopped since. So, those two actors I'm going to continue to support forever. Yeah, it's a great story. It's a great message. The acting was amazing. I just keep repeating myself. Okay, go see the movie and let me know what you think. Yeah, I'm like so happy that, like, I just want to see it again. Okay, see you guys.